Look, Jeffrey's background is brilliant.
Oh, that's fun. Hi, Jeffrey. Sorry, we got carried away.
Do you need me anymore? Shall I just
So
wander off?
you can wander off. Say hello to Jeffrey.
Hi, Jeffrey.
No way.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Is that who I think it is? I put my glasses on. Oh my God. I'm going to cry. Oh my
She's
God. Valerie, I absolutely adore you. Hello. This is Jeff in Las Vegas. I come from a whole I come from a whole family of divers, and my dad took me to see Jaws when I was 8 years old when it first came out. It's my favorite movie of all time. And to see you tell those stories, I've heard the stories about the little guy in the cage, and I've been to Jaws Fest at Martha's Vineyard, you know, and I've watched you my whole life, all your documentaries and everything. So this is such a thrill. So hello.
Hey, Jeffrey, you know where she's heading off to? She's got some Jaws tragics at her front door at home who want her to sign posters.
No.
Wow. That is so cool.
She might sign one for you, Jeffrey, just
Oh
to
my-
see how the interview goes.
I've got Hannah to take.
Don't make me cry, Valerie. I got to do an interview here.
I've got to go.
Okay.
I'll meet you at the front door. I'll see you later. See you
Bye.
later.
Bye, Valerie.
Good luck with what you're doing.
Oh, it can only be better from everything's icing on the cake now.
Look at it. Can you see his background?
Yeah, I can see it.
You've done well.
I've seen that little one up in the corner.
Yes, exactly. That's
I look like I'm in jail.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, Hannah's going to walk you down.
Thank you.
Bye, darling. Do you want us to book you the cab?
Did they run up and down here frequently?
Yeah, Hannah will walk you down, but I can order one.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you got a cab charge? Or I can do an Uber. Cab charge. Okay, I'm going to book it. I'm going to book a taxi for you.
See you soon. See you soon. Bye.
Yes.
No,
we'll
we see you Friday.
See you Thursday.
Friday.
What?
Thursday. Friday?
We've got some more interviews.
We'll give you a call this afternoon and give you the update.
Just welcome to behind the scenes, Jeffrey.
I can't believe it. I'm just like, I'm speechless. That's so great.
That's the bonus package.
Yes, thank you. I mean, I was like, just to say hello to her, and it's just wonderful.
Knock on Hannah's door. She's going to walk you down. Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
See you soon. Don't give all the Jaws things away.
Taxis combined.
Well, now she's gone, we can talk about her.
That's right.
Exactly.
Oh my God, she's so amazing. Sorry, I'm just going to book her a cab quickly so that
I can't tell you how many times during the documentary, I just want to reach into the TV and hug her, you know, she's just so precious.
she has that effect, you know. And when we made the film, I guess it's like, how are people going to react to an elderly woman? But from the get-go, she was sassy, you know, funny, clearly completely gobsmacking.
Yeah. Energy,
Sorry.
memory.
Sorry, Jeffrey. We can start if you want. Tina's going to.
We can talk. We'll bring her in.
Great.
Okay.
Great.
You know, so Playing with Sharks, what an amazing documentary. You had so much early footage and vintage photos to choose from. Is this like a documentary filmmaker's dream to have such resources at your fingertips?
It absolutely is. It's a kind of situation of be careful what you wish for, right? Because the volume of footage, photos, stories, I mean, it's an incredible life, and it's all documented. We also had access to handwritten diaries. Valerie's kept a journal since the late 60s. So the volume of material was really quite overwhelming, but also absolute dream.
Well, like I said, Jaws is my favorite movie of all time. I mean, I just love the film beyond belief my entire life. And she shot the great white footage, you know, that's in the movie. Also, the little miniature man in the cage. I've heard that story my whole life. And to see the actual footage and her telling that story is just unbelievable. But that movie backfired. You know, the world feared sharks after that film, and they hunted them down senselessly, didn't they?
It's one of those things where the result and the reaction to the movie was just completely unimagined, just something that nobody involved in the film had predicted, including the producers and including Steven Spielberg. We're just talking about the fantastic combination of the behind the scenes of Jaws with the footage that, you know, show these live action scenes being filmed at the time back in 1974 in South Australia, and also intercut with the movie itself, and then the, you know, the impact that the movie had. It's phenomenal, but it's interesting because it also, I think, woke up the people that knew sharks best, the Taylors, to the reality of their fragility and need to protect them as well.
I also think that, you know, they had the relationship with the white shark, the way they knew it, and then they were completely astounded that this creature could be recreated in the movie and cause the hysteria it did. I think it took them by surprise. I mean, the analogy that Valerie always uses, you know, is that people went to see King Kong, but they didn't go out and start shooting gorillas or imagining they were going to invade, you know, their backyards. So, you know, that was quite a shock for them because they had a very different relationship with white sharks than the way they were portrayed in the film.
And out of curiosity, was it easy to obtain the footage and permission to use all the Jaws stuff? Because that's big time, that's universal.
Oh, well, we're fortunate that we were able to use it under the comment and critique. So we, you know, obviously we couldn't access the master footage, but we were able to use it under critique and comment. Same with the oceanic white tip footage from Blue Water White Death. But Ron and Valerie did have footage from behind the scenes of their own. Like at one point when that shark got caught in the trace, Valerie picked up the 16mm camera herself and filmed. So they had some of their footage, you know, that they owned themselves.
And the destruction of the shark cage had made it into the movie after they had that footage.
Well, it was kind of a reverse engineering of the script, which is brilliant, you know, to actually be able to use that. Sally and I were talking about that yesterday. You know, we were talking about how there is this kind of merging between, you know, feature films and non-fiction and, you know, how to integrate the two. And the fact that that real footage of real sharks, I mean, you couldn't orchestrate that scene.
No.
And what surprised me about this documentary is I thought we were going to see, you know, she was just a diver and she shot Jaws footage, but she was a living legend in the diving world, a glamour shark hunter in the 1950s, evolving to a marine conservationist, specifically saving sharks. She was a true hero and looking like a Bond girl to boot.
Yes.
I said that. I said, I go, she looks like a Bond girl. And then in the documentary, she goes, I was like a Bond girl. I mean, within seconds, because she looked like Ursula Andress, you know, coming out of the ocean.
Absolutely.
We were sort of having an internal conversation trying to work out whether or not the Bond producers may in fact have seen some, you know, in terms of working out costuming. But I mean, don't you just love the beautiful, I can see with the images behind, you know, the beautiful, huge, big, you know, face
retro
masks. And
yeah.
it's such an amazing period of time. And what's just such a joy in the film is having the opportunity to sort of relive it all with the remastered footage. So,
yeah. And they have some wonderful quirks. Like, I don't know if you saw the intercutting between modern day fins and the fins. Valerie and Ron have been wearing the same fins, the Cressy fins, for like 40 years. So when you go,
it's those really retro looking blue ones. I noticed that because I'm like, man, those look so, how did they hold up all this time? You know, it's just like, they're so, and the masks too. I had those as a kid because when I watched Valerie put them on in that vintage footage, she would make faces and blow. And I mean, that wasn't modern diving equipment by any means.
No, and some of the most incredible things that I learned about the Taylors, they literally made all their own equipment. Ron making his own wetsuits. They made their own weight belts by going around picking up metal off the ocean floor, smelting it down into some sort of press, and then Valerie would stitch these weights onto a surplus army belt, and that was their first weight belts. I mean, it's DIY to the degree.
Two of the most amazing things in the documentary was the footage of her and Ron rescuing the great white, and then also hand feeding a great white. And I thought, I was on the edge of I thought something was going to happen, like it would take her arm and she'd be okay. But I mean, that's just insane behavior, wasn't it?
And giving it the little pat towards the end. And I think she says, "There you go, darling," or something. You know, it is that scene when they're rescuing. You know, I look at the look on their faces in that, and it was sheer elation. And Ron pumping water into the gills of that shark, and knowing, you know, that they realized at that point in their hands they had, you know, a species that really needed protecting, whereas the rest of the world hadn't caught up with that, you know. And it was a beautiful scene of their elation when they were able to let it go.
And I think both scenes that you've just picked up on, when the shark is caught and they release it back into the ocean, and also when she hand feeds and pats the great white shark off the back of the boat, both of those scenes speak to her modus operandi, which is an instinctual understanding of what can be possible. And that is because of her incredible deep knowledge of these animals. And, you know, she said the shark that was around the boat, they had observed that shark. She knew how that shark was behaving. She's not some crazy, I need to be in a Red Bull commercial character. This is a woman whose years of firsthand observation have led her to these kind of groundbreaking moments. So it's incredible, the instinct and then the impact that those moments can have for the rest of us watching what is possible.
And beyond the shark as a shark, like, she's like, okay, there are sharks, and then there are species, and within the species there are characters and there's individuals, and, you know, that's the kind of depth of relationship, allowing herself to get that close to the individual.
And, you know, and finally today, returning to Fiji, and she's diving once more. That was the most amazing footage I saw, where she's surrounded by the bull sharks. I mean, that just took my breath away. That was just absolutely stunning. Her putting on her pink diving suit, poor thing. I'm like, be gentle with her. You know, I was like, oh, you know, but when she got down there, no fear. And it just looked like an amazing experience for her. So you could just feel the joy she was having down there.
And that weightlessness, you know, she's got arthritis because of polio and other things, you know, for us, it was also painful squeezing her into the wetsuit. You could see her wincing, but then, as you say, underwater, all that pain, any pressure, without gravity, she was kind of free and absolutely. And the sharks, I felt like there's one, you know, you probably saw where it just flicked, you know, the mask, and most people would have just been terrified. But
she's reaching out for more.
And you can hear her laughing underwater, talking to them. You can hear her chatting away.
And the guy with the pole, keeping them sharks who got too close. I was seeing that.
Right. It's such a life-affirming scene, you know, both for the plenty of sharks that are around, which is incredibly rare in the world, and also for the culmination of everything that Valerie stands for, which is just, you know, being passionate and living life with purpose.
Yeah.
Well,
and seeing the sharks for what they are.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. You know, this is kicks off my Sundance for 2021. This was a great way to do it. Thank you both so much for discussing with me this incredible documentary. And I thank you both, and good luck with the film.
Thank you. And thank you for your support and interest.
Oh, absolutely.